Welcome back to Group Stage. We are in our final round here, round 5 of Group Stages. Axel and Rocket still here with you, and next we're looking at this final group stage, which will be against XNAME versus Radiant Team Biscuits.
Yeah, obviously, this will be a very interesting match. I think both of them, it looks like they're both going to a silver bracket, but this one might see which one secured their place. Looking now, I have to say, I love both icons. They're so really cool. A bit unracist, but you know. Obviously they've had a very interesting run, but obviously managed to secure that spot into the silver bracket, so this one might just see which one makes it.
Yeah, you mentioned that both these teams are fighting for a spot. Both these teams have split their group stage matches so far, both winning two sets so far, so this could be the deciding factor for who makes it into brackets and who will drop down to a lower bracket. But shifting away from that a little bit, we will look at game 1, which will be Robo Ramen Zones. Any thoughts on this map, Axa?
Well, it's one of the more interesting zones maps because Robo as a whole, you have underpasses that you have, leading into each team's base. So you obviously have to look out for that, but also you just need to keep your eyes also focused on the enemy team as a whole, because it can be very hard just to keep track of where everyone is. Going into the match now, let's have a look at these comps. So this is what we've got. We've got a custom custom blaster, sorry, and a stamper, and then the pencil being pulled out here.
Yeah, as well on the side of Radiant Team Biscuits, that Neo Splash we're seeing a lot more prevalent. We've seen the movement of running Neo Splash over some different shooters, and I think it's really interesting to see, and I think it just opens up so much, as the triple ink strikes that come with it is really powerful, as we see here actually on the side of Radiant Team Biscuits managing to get a wipeout on XNAME and continuing to push them back now down to the 75-point mark. A good initial push. Let's see if they can keep it up with specials going out on the side of Radiant Team Biscuits.
Yeah, obviously they managed to keep mid here, probably 2 strikes, but obviously one going down. There's a zip cast at the ready now. There was a splashdown, but obviously that got cancelled. XM just trying to keep a hold of themselves because they can't seem to find their way through this line of defense from Radiant Team Biscuits. But now we're seeing them slowly try and contest this zone. Successfully doing so and taking it as a whole. Yeah, Pencil has gone down, so has the Sosha, but now, as of now, it's quite calm.
Yeah, but managing to at least punch back, XNAME manages to get points on the board, managing to get down to 74 before that member on the right side, I believe Kentoro, the captain of Radiant Team Biscuits, at least manages to stall the zone a little bit. Tri-strikes go out as well, which will force XNAME back and will force penalty points on them. The triple splashdown not finding too much value there, and ink strikes just going back and forth between both these teams, flipping the zones. Now Radiant Team Biscuits have the zone, but it is heavily contested in mid here.
Yeah, but obviously with only 2 members actually staying to defend in XNAME, Radiant Team Biscuits managed to find a way into essentially XNAME's base. But with the zip cast being popped now, we might be seeing some contesting for the zone. Obviously, however, wipeout just there. Even just pure playing. Azuka being popped now, and yeah.
Yeah, just back and forth. Radiant Team Biscuits managing to find a second wipeout here, and this might be the equalizing factor of it, and which might cause them to actually get a knockout here if XNAME can't get onto the point. The tri-strikes come in way too late, unfortunately, but Radiant Team Biscuits will manage to, not Radiant Team Biscuits. Yeah, Radiant Team Biscuits will actually manage to take game 1. I'm sorry, I got a little confused because the zone looked like XNAME were able to take it, but
yeah, as you said, the structure a bit delayed, but obviously that did mean that they took the zone after the match had ended, which was, I can sort of jolt how you can perceive who won the match. Going into game 2, we've got Hagglefish Market. What are your thoughts on this map?
I just want to touch on a little bit at the end of that match before I get into Hagglefish Market. Yeah, those tri-strikes were just a half of a second off, unfortunately, for XNAME. If they were just able to get it a fraction of a second more, we could have looked at a different set, but I'd touch on that just to say that both these teams are pretty evenly matched in that they were going back and forward. But shifting over back to your question, Axo, Hagglefish Market, I think, is just the default. I wouldn't say default in terms of like kind of as an insult to it, but kind of just like this is where you show your skills as a team. Hagglefish Zones is the classic Splatoon competitive map when you first think of it, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, obviously this map very interesting because I see why you say default. You know, you've got the main zone and then you've got two ways to get around to the other team's base. Here we could be seeing some strikes. I am thinking we will see that pencil again, maybe one on the other team, but you know, very interesting and also excited to see how this next match will play out and see if XNAME will manage to find their way through and contest this set.
Yeah, you mentioned pencil on this map. Now, we always see like some more frontline weapons get all the flashy plays and stuff, and we may think that, oh, they're like the leading factor to it. But as well, anchors and backline players also deserve some love as well because they are the key to the backbone of the team. They're just able to create that space, especially the pencil having that range, that painting ability, which is always important on zones, and just being able to post up in a position where the enemy finds it hard to contest you is going to be key to this as we take a look at these weapon combos to see if anything changes between the two. We see a Dynamo Roller being pulled out. Hello for XNAME. Always love to see some Dynamo gameplay here.
Yeah, obviously with the Dynamo being pulled up, that means Two Tactical is very good painting ability. Obviously, we see the Dynamo having lots of main saver. I can see why that is. It is a very ink-hungry weapon, so you do want to make sure you have a good amount of ink. Obviously, remember Radiant Team Biscuits just trying to see if they can contest their base, but sadly going down whilst doing so. Tactical being popped down for Team Biscuits, but they also have the zone. Going into the 60s here, we can see them trying to push and keep XNAME into their base, but just one of them just keeps trying to push through. A wave breaker also being popped here, but only one member of XNAME just being managing to stay alive, I guess, with the strikes ready.
Yeah, XNAME unable to find really a crack in Radiant Team Biscuits defense here. Nearing the 20 port mark, this could mark the end of the set if the ink strikes don't quite find their mark. Painting the zone, Radiant Team Biscuits managed to hold on to the zone ever so slightly, losing 2 members in that scrum, but the pencil is still remaining there. Spoon on the pencil continues to keep the zone for their team, and that will be game 2 for Radiant Team Biscuits, which will take the set. I mentioned at the beginning of this, the pencil could be key in this, and Spoon just proves and shows us all why anchors are key to this.
Yeah, obviously, that's an amazing game, especially with Radiant Team Biscuits aggro plays. They're obviously managing just to hold XNAME out and then just slowly but surely, because you know you can't actually control the zone count. I know, right? But you know it's very good that they can manage to keep them out through these entire sets and the match in total. So yeah.
Yeah, what a set. Radiant Team Biscuits just were able to hold off XNAME's push and hold their zone strong as XNAME were just trying to poke at the defense of Radiant Team Biscuits, trying to find an area of weakness, but just couldn't find an opportunity to strike, and due to that strong defense, they will sweep this set. But shifting over from this, we will be right back for brackets right here soon, so don't you go anywhere. We will be right back after a quick break.